Hi, I'm doing a video review of the Virgin Mobile Beyond Talk plan phones. Here we have the LG Rumor 2, the LG Rumor Touch, the Blackberry 8530, and the Samsung Intercept. The LG Rumor 2 is very basic. It has no video. It does have a 1.3 megapixel camera, QWERTY keyboard. Very, very nice. Feels very nice. It does go on the internet. It does not do videos. It does have MP3, although the more that you have on the card, the slower that it takes to load the media. Could take a couple minutes if you have like 2 gigs of music. And it does have email IM, Google Maps, Opera Mini. Again, very basic, good for a little kid if you want to give him a phone. This is the LG Rumor Touch. Before I show you anything, that's about as big as the video size that you're going to see. It doesn't expand fully on the screen. Nice QWERTY keyboard. You have your home key and back. And here, this does play MP4s, but there is a certain way that you do it. You go to main menu and go to tools and mass storage. Where did that go? Right there. And then you will go to File Manager, and you basically go into the card where it's at. Otherwise, if you go to the media player, it only does 3 GP and 3 GP2. So anyways, a little tip on that. Very basic applications that you can put in. Opera Mini, which has tab browsing, and very nice for the price. No Wi-Fi. Does record video. Next we have the Blackberry 8530. I'm kind of partial to it. It's very does not a touch screen, but the sensor is very responsive, and you can adjust the sensitivity on the sensor pad, which you cannot on the Samsung Intercept. Everything it's customizable on the menu, as you can see here. Here you can move folder, make a folder, and then you can also move stuff into the folder and put it on the home screen. Like I have made a folder here of specific applications that I like. Pandora works very well on here. There is Wi-Fi with this, and it's the most reliable on the Wi-Fi. And the keyboard, kind of tiny, but you get used to it. And speakerphone right there. Lock the keys, unlock the keys. Here is the speaker. Very nice loud speaker. You can do a treble boost, bass boost, and adjust things. 2 megapixel camera. The pictures seem a little saturated. Here we have the Samsung Intercept. It is a touch screen. I didn't find it to be as laggy as what people were saying. It just depends on how you touch it, you know, just get used to the feel of it. And it has, you can shut off the Wi-Fi, but you cannot shut off the Wi-Fi and the cell connection individually as you can the Blackberry 8530. I do have an issue with the Wi-Fi on here. It does not like wireless N routers, even if it's set up to be BGN. You must shut off the N of your router. Otherwise, you're going to have to disconnect and reconnect your Samsung Intercept every 3 to 5 minutes just to do anything. Once I shut off the N part of the router, the phone stayed connected. With just the G router, the downloads and uploads were exceptionally fast on the Samsung compared to the very stable and reliable Blackberry 8530, but the Blackberry 8530 had no issues with any router that I connected it to, as long as it wasn't N only. Samsung Intercept, another issue, is not 64-bit compatible on the router, so anytime that you want to remove something from your SD card, you must remove the SD card. And that right there says something to me about a company. If nowadays, if they can't even make 64-bit drivers that are compatible, it doesn't seem to be that the drivers are incompatible themselves, as the installer for the drivers is not 64-bit compatible. So, because I know with some cameras there's workaround where people are able to get, I don't know how they do it, but they're able to get the drivers off and install them in other ways. But really, nowadays they should be something as simple as plugging in and getting the stuff off. Even the older LG Rumor Touch works just fine with a 64-bit. It's really not enough. The funness of this kind of wore off after 3 days, and I kept going back to the Blackberry for its reliability. I did have some issues with freezing and slowing down, and even Virgin Mobile says pull the battery out and restart it. So I do not see them, I don't see them supporting the 2.2 on this. I just don't see it happening, especially if they can't even get it to work with 64-bit. I don't see Virgin Mobile offering it. They have terrible tech support. I've had lots of issues with them, but I'm with them because, hey, the price is right, and I don't like contracts. I have a credit score, I just don't like contracts. So anyways, that is the Samsung Intercept. Okay, we're going to do a really quick side-by-side comparison of the Blackberry 8530 and the Samsung Intercept. I think it's only fair to compare just these two, as the other ones are more budget phones. These both have Wi-Fi. The Blackberry is not a touch screen, but it does have the sensor pad, which is really responsive. The data connection, I found that, as you can see, the Samsung kept dropping data, whereas I don't have very good service here in my house. That's why I like to have the Wi-Fi. And it holds the 2 bars, whereas the Samsung just kept dropping signal and fluctuating really bad. The QWERTY keyboard took some time to get used to on this one, but once I did, I don't have an issue. I do have an issue where I keep wanting to slide it out the other way as I hold it with my right hand. Sensor pad. The sensor pad on the Samsung Intercept is not very responsive. It's more for like just going a quick step at a time, whereas the Samsung with the Blackberry 8530, again, like I said, you can adjust the sensitivity, and it's pretty responsive. Here I would like to give an example of the video quality on here. Although the Blackberry has a smaller screen, The you can see it. I like the colors on it better and the black tones, whereas the Samsung Intercept looks a bit washed, and it is the same 240 by 400 pixel as the Rumor Touch, the same screen, it seems like, and it looks a little washed. But if you want the bigger screen, bigger touch screen. But again, if you have kids that you load videos on for them, hand it back to them in the car. Again, this phone is much more durable. Very loud speaker. And then the speaker back here is very nice as well. And we'll go back here. Named by the Blackberry speakers and the colors. The 8530 and the Rumor Touch for camera quality. The Intercept is clearly the winner on camera quality. Very clear. So in closing, the LG Rumor 2 is a great budget phone. If that's all you have is $89. Very durable. I'd pass on it because of lack of video. The LG Rumor Touch, very nice phone, but there is an issue that you need to be aware of. Virgin Mobile has somehow blocked that you cannot connect the phone for the updates, and there is no over-the-air update for it as well. Virgin Mobile is aware of it, and what they have told me after a couple months of trying to get it figured out is they don't even know how they're going to be able to fix it. There's a few small issues with the LG Rumor Touch that I had that probably the update would fix, but that's not going to happen because of the block, and Virgin Mobile calls it a WAP issue. The Intercept is a lot of fun and great if this is your first Virgin Mobile smartphone purchase, but if you already have a Blackberry 8530 and you're itching to get the Intercept, I really suggest waiting to see if Virgin Mobile updates the Intercept to the Android 2.2. The Android 2.2 is supposed to support Flash. The Android 2.1 is not. It's just not worth the money for switching phones unless you really need to have the second phone and you're going to pass it on to somebody else. With the unstable Wi-Fi issues with the end routers, the downgrade, this one has EVDO 0 and this has EVDO A. EVDO A is faster on the uploads and the downloads. The Samsung Intercept also lacks 64-bit support, whereas the Blackberry supports 64 and has desktop syncing software for all your stuff inside. So for business type person, very reliable, just a fun all-around phone, customizable. But support, I just don't see it for the Samsung Intercept. There will always be better in about 4 to 6 months, so if you can hold off and wait, I suggest waiting. First phone